Hello everyone, this is Crustlemania and welcome to another video. This is a rambling video, so this is Crustlemania random rants video. And basically just wanted to talk about some things I had on my mind just on the channel in general and just where the direction of this channel is going and just some feedback I've gotten from this channel. So the first thing I wanted to address was the PhD Dual Academy video that he made, and you know, he made some really good points. And the way that I'm running the buying and selling for the cards right now, it is not very profitable, to be quite honest. And the way that he suggested is to find a distributor or someone to buy the ETBs, either keep the ETBs and save them as they go up in investment, or open those ETBs and sell the singles as you know the value of the ETBs, which is not wrong. Actually, that's something I've thought about a lot. I'm not sure if I'm ready to invest in the ETBs yet, but something to think about. But in this whole endeavor, the one thing I have noticed is you need to have a passion to be in this space. Now, I am a more recent person into this space, and to be quite honest, I am not as passionate as others in this space. Like the Jar Chomp Collectibles guy, I saw one of his videos, and he said that there are a lot of other ways to make money, and I would agree, there are many other ways, but to be in this space, you have to be passionate about what you do, and he's passionate about the space. He's a collector. He collects cards, he sells some of the cards, and he's able to get inventory, which is great, you know? I mean, that's great. I don't know if I'm that passionate about cardboard. I still view the cards kind of as cardboard. Now, I have grown to like more of the cards. Some of the Pokemon cards, like the illustration rares, art rares, special illustration rares. Those are very nice cards. I have grown to like some of them, but I'm still not passionate enough to be a full set collector. My friend is like super passionate about this stuff. Like he's super into Yu-Gi-Oh, got into Pokemon, follows all the trends and all that stuff, and he's super into this hobby. And that is great. He's the one that kind of introduced me back into this hobby, and I never thought I'd be doing this. I actually thought he'd be doing this, but you know, I kind of jumped into the FOMO of videos I saw at a time where I was thinking about selling items on eBay to potentially hit top rated seller, and Pokemon cards just came up out of the blue from my algorithm, from all the vendor videos and other videos of like selling cards. And I also want to sell some of my Yu-Gi-Oh bulk, which I actually haven't sold yet. I've sold more Pokemon cards than that Yu-Gi-Oh bulk, but that's what started me on this journey. Initially, it was the money side that started me on this journey, and I didn't really know any of the cards. I came into this not knowing, so fault of my own. But the passion for me just is not as much there as I have for some other things outside of the card space. I have some other hobbies that I'm a little bit more passionate about. I just can't make content about them that often, and I just figured this was something I could do that was a easier way for me to make content, because I do enjoy making YouTube content. It's just the profit aspect of it is kind of what is interesting to me, just because as I've been doing this for the last 3-4 months, I've realized that it's become almost more of a passion project than actually kind of for profit. I mean, it should be for profit because that's what I started off as, but it's the way I'm treating it is more like someone with a passion or a hobby of doing this. And I've grown to learn and like the card space and how it's dealt. And in the beginning, and even still every once in a while, I do price cards high, and you could call me the scummy reseller if you want, but like a lot of times I lower the cards to around relative market value, just because I've been in the buyer's seat as well, where I've bought cards off eBay, or I've looked for cards to potentially buy, and the prices are pretty ridiculous, especially for singles on eBay. I remember when X-Ray Hawk and I were talking about potentially collaborating for the giveaway that he was doing, and I wasn't sure which card he was going to use for the giveaway. I was looking up some of the cards that he had in his video, and just looking up at the prices of some of them, and some of the prices were just kind of ridiculous. Like, I knew from the selling standpoint that like you charge that much to get your money back, or maybe make a little more on top, and from breaking even. But it's just like I couldn't bring myself to pay those prices, and I just eventually didn't want to sell cards at those prices. And when I went to the card show, I met Entropy DR, and he gave me some selling tips of turning and burning cards and undercutting the market, which I thought was interesting. And selling at a little bit lower and results in sales, but you don't make as much, but you just kind of turn and burn all the money that you make into more. And it's kind of an interesting aspect there. But I don't know, for me, the money aspect has been kind of a headache for me, so to speak. And it's something I feel like this channel has turned more into like a hobby than it has really a business tool, or like a business maker, a money maker. Let's just say that, money maker. And it's very interesting because the one aspect I do like about this space and would keep me going in this space is the gap or the need for reputable sellers. Now, I don't have to be like a famous seller, but like not a seller that's not going to scam you in some way. I've noticed that there are people that have had videos where they've been scammed by people purchasing on eBay, or their experiences aren't well. Because when I look at other sellers selling the same card, or have sold the same card, I do look at their feedback. And some of the feedback from some of the sellers is don't buy from them, like they didn't ship it this way. My idea was just giving them good customer service, a good experience, and being kind of a reputable seller to people, just because there's a lot of gaps for, I don't want to, I guess the correct word would be like shifty sellers online, and you don't really know who to trust. And I think trust is a big thing that is missing from what I noticed in this space in terms of, I guess, buying from people. So the people that know the trusted sellers buy from them. But if you're not really a trusted seller, there are some sellers that take a chance. Like, I've taken a chance on certain sellers and I've gotten the cards. It's just not been the way I thought I'd get the cards. But a trusted source, I just noticed there's a gap in that. So that's something like I've noticed is like kind of a low cost reputable seller, or affordable pricing reputable seller, but that's not really a profit maker. But I don't know, that seems to be more of where I'm leaning at. But I also am thinking of like the way to get inventory, and I might think about a little bit more PhD Dual Academy's opinions about inventory. I am not able to do whatnot streams just because where I live in my family home, and there's a lot of noise, so there's not really a space for me to like sit down and actually do a stream of whatnot. And I don't think I could talk and interact that way on a platform like that for that long. And plus, for tax purposes, like, it's a lot easier for me on eBay, and I'm really familiar with how the eBay system works. So for me, I kind of like that system. But I've seen success on whatnot and platforms like that, TikTok Live. But for me, I'm going to stick with eBay for now. But that is a strategy. This is just rambling thoughts that I have, and we'll see where this journey goes. If I do continue this journey, it's starting to look like it's not really for profit. It would be more for like a hobby space where, I guess, ideally, I don't know if I could make this happen, ideally where buyers could get cards at a reasonable price, or at least from a trusted source, so to speak, or reliable. Let's say reliable. Let's not say trusted, because not everyone's going to trust me, so they don't really know who I am. So a reliable source, at least a reliable buyer that will perform the, necessary things to ship a card out. And by all means, everyone has different preferences, different ways to ship out cards. You could do ways of shipping, and I know there are people that have had success not having to use top loaders and cards. They are able to figure out ways to cut costs and don't use top loaders, and they're able to package it well enough, and they're able to do that. Hey, more power to you. I spend a little bit more on packaging my stuff just because I've had products in the past that are not cards that have been damaged when I didn't do that. I didn't package enough, and I was trying to cut costs, and I got the blunt end of it, and I had to get a full refund. But the main thing is the person that bought the item didn't get their item. I just wasted their time, basically. So I've learned from those experiences, at least one experience of that in the past, and I just would rather spend a little bit more on shipping materials, lose a little bit more, but at least have the person get the card. I feel like that's the most important thing. I'd be wasting their time if I sent the card, it got damaged, something happened to it, or it like slid out of the envelope, or got creased, and they want their money back, or it just got totally destroyed. Like I just feel bad. Like I feel like I wasted the buyer's time, and I wasted my time too sending it out like inefficiently. But so nothing against people that don't use top loaders. Like there are benefits to not using a top loader, and it makes the envelope stack easier for the mailman. So there are benefits. Don't get me wrong. It's just I've realized that this is more becoming like a hobby than it is a business, and I wasn't even really planning to scale this either. I just wanted to like buy and sell cards, see what that was even like, and that is just my thought on where I am at this point with Crustlemania, and we'll see how long this journey goes. My tentative timetable is to play it out through the holidays, since right now I'm getting a lot of sales. After the holidays, see where this channel goes, what happens to this channel, where it goes, kind of everything along those lines. So anyways, hope you guys liked my rambling. Again, thank you to all the constructive criticism that I've had so far, and thank you for supporting the channel so far. If you've bought from me in the past, let me know. If not, that's okay. But yeah, this is just a rambling video of me and figuring out kind of what the direction of Crustlemania is and where it's going to go. So anyways, that's me rambling. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.